What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at DataDash, and today is September 25th of 2020. Well, folks, I hope you are having a fantastic day wherever you are. And in today's video, we have some breaking news in regards to the scalability of the Ethereum network, whereas many people, including myself, have started to grow extremely skeptical that we're going to see ETH 2.0 or Layer 1 scaling anytime in the near future, which is probably a few years out from now. We have a lot of Layer 2 solutions that have started to hit the market, and one of them that I'm extremely excited about is Optimism, or optimistic rollups. Optimism is the company heading up this development, and I want to spend some time to talk about their recent testnet launch and what this means for the Ethereum network in the sense of scalability, as well as all of the dApps built on top of it. So we've got lots of things to discuss throughout the video. I know I've already rambled enough, but we've got lots coming up right after our quick sponsor. And our sponsor for today's episode is Ledn.io. For those of you out there holding digital assets long-term like myself, why not put them to work? Ledn.io offers a wide range of different cryptocurrency-related services. Their Bitcoin and USD savings accounts let you earn the best risk-adjusted rates on your cryptocurrency assets. Their Bitcoin-backed loan program lets you avoid a taxable event while also being able to take a stablecoin or dollar loan off of your Bitcoin. And their B2X program allows you to double your exposure to your underlying Bitcoin. And the interesting thing is that if you're interested in participating in the B2X program here in the near term, from September 25th to September 30th, they're actually going to be waiving the administrative fee. So this allows you to get the equal amount credited in USDC back to your account. Check out Ledn.io down below in the description to learn more about how you can put your crypto assets to work. Alrighty, everyone, so let's go ahead and just take a quick look across the market. We'll kind of dive into this topic. Over the last 24 hours, the vast majority of cryptocurrencies are in the green here. I think this not only has to play into the general rebound we've seen in the market here for crypto over the last couple of days, since we've had a pretty continuous sell-off throughout September, so a good sense of positive rebound. But we're also seeing this in a lot of major players, from Cardano to Ethereum to Bitcoin. It's really going across the board. And I think one of the most technical, fundamental developments that's been going on right now that actually has me excited, not only as an investor in Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies in the Ethereum ecosystem, but along with that as well, someone who's a cypherpunk myself, someone who loves what's going on in the cryptocurrency and specifically the DeFi space. As you all know, I've been building Digifox, my smart wallet that taps into a lot of the DeFi ecosystem. I'm extremely excited about what the Optimism team has been able to do with actually deploying a testnet version of optimistic rollups. Now, basically, in this case, the OVM in this case is allowing a lot of a lot of companies to move over towards actually implementing some form of a layer 2. And this is really incredible and exciting in a lot of regards because it's not only going to allow for massive throughput, but it's going to allow for so many companies such as Uniswap, such as Synthetics, which we'll talk about here in a moment, and a variety of other different types of dApps and also core functionality like payments to be able to go through without having to require any serious gas fees. Extreme levels of scalability. That's the key term here. Being able to do so much more throughput on layer 2 and being able to settle on layer 1, similar to what people have talked about for a long period of time with things like Lightning Network as a layer 2 solution for Bitcoin and then settling on chain on the core chain. And this is something that will literally, be the make or break moment for Ethereum. If Optimism works well, optimistic rollups actually, function properly, and we can actually get major dApps like, providers like Uniswap and Compound and all the types of different dApps that end up clogging up the Ethereum network because of, being the next big thing or something that people want to utilize. This is going to make Ethereum, probably hands down with the developer ecosystem it has, be the all-in-one chain that people are going to go to for enterprise blockchain and decentralized finance. Hands down, it will buy Ethereum enough time in order to get to the point where it can deploy layer 2. And that's very fascinating. It's really awesome to see this. So I just want to go ahead. Again, you can already see that this has had I personally believe this has had an overwhelmingly positive effect on the broader DeFi space here as we've started to see the market recover, and Synthetics being one of those tokens here towards the top with the launch of this announcement. So just to go ahead and explain here first before we dive into, what is basically optimistic rollups in this case. We're not going to talk too much on the technical front. I don't want to, get too complex here. I want to talk more about the utility that makes it very clear why this is important. So, for example, many of you have probably tested around with Synthetics. And Synthetics, for those who don't know, just to give a quick rundown, Synthetics is a tool where you're able to, basically collateralize a certain amount of synthetics tokens, which is the native token for the network. And with a high collateralization ratio, you're actually able to mint SUSD in this case, which allows you to, basically mint into a variety of different assets. So you're able to get exposure to all types of different things. Basically, synthetic assets to certain currencies, synthetic commodities like gold and silver. In the future, they're going to have synthetic securities or stocks in this case. And there's all kinds of different things that they're planning to actually integrate here. But you can do synthetic crypto positions on the Ethereum network. It's really fascinating. It's an interesting concept, and it kind of plays into the overall move towards derivatives or synthetic assets that have been dominating the DeFi space. Well, they are one of the first companies to actually partner with Optimism in this case to bring about a realistic implementation of optimistic rollups. And in this video, what I'm generally showing here is the minter in this case, where again you go through the minting process. Now, the mint is really important here in this case because it allows you in this case to be able to mint a certain amount of SUSD in this case, right? So this is one of the many activities you're going to do through the minter in this case. But the really interesting thing here is that whereas this would usually cost a steady amount of money, it costs nothing to do on the testnet here with optimistic rollups. Along with this, as you see through the video later on here, you can also take in your claims in this case on the network. So in this case, a user might, for example, be staking synthetics tokens. And let's say that, for example, over a certain period of time, their rewards aren't that great, right? Maybe, for example, it's a fraction in this case of, maybe a couple synthetics tokens. Well, the thing a lot of people don't consider is that you're going to have to make a claim. If you're doing it on layer 1, you're going to have to claim your synthetics tokens on layer 1 in order to receive your funds and maybe go do things with them, maybe go sell them on Uniswap or whatever it may be. It depends on what you want to do. Where in this case right now, the current fee would be $40 on the Ethereum chain. This was recorded just over the last few hours. $40. It doesn't make sense to claim a few synthetics tokens because it just eats up your entire return and you'd actually be left with a loss. Well, this is where optimistic rollups come in, and it allows users to, take out a fraction of their synthetic tokens, whatever it may be, and pay no gas whatsoever, if not a fraction of gas. That's the really exciting thing here about optimistic rollups and its ability to actually be implemented in these dApps, to move these solutions to layer 2. And to have not only just layer 2 in this case, right? This is already exciting. You can go read more on the synthetics competition on Ethereum layer 2, the layer 2 implementation with optimistic rollups. It's pretty cool. They're giving away some synthetics tokens for those who participate in it. But I want to go ahead and just talk about why this is so revolutionary in this case. It's one thing, we've been exploring at Digifox how we want to go about implementing layer 2, and I've constantly contacted probably the tool that we have implemented into our application more than anything, and that's Uniswap in that case, which has been eating up a lot of the gas on the network. It's the most used DeFi protocol by far. I've been contacting Hayden Adams and a lot of people on Twitter, asking them. We even got Vitalik in the conversation, asking what can we do to scale layer 2 in this case? What can we do right now within the near-term future before ETH 2.0? And obviously layer 2 is the broader topic here. There's a lot of different layer 2 solutions. There's ZK rollups, optimistic rollups, all types of different proposals in this case on how you're going to do it. But the great thing about optimistic rollups is it provides a framework for everyone in the ecosystem to have an intercommunicated way of scaling towards layer 2, where in this case you're not siloing things. With the case of optimistic rollups, we have a lot of companies here who are going to be playing a role in this testnet phase. Chainlink, Uniswap, Synthetics, some of the major DeFi applications, working with Optimism to actually build a framework where I can, again, claim my synthetics tokens for providing the synthetics collateral in this case, and along with that as well, be able to switch it over to Uniswap and make a swap. And that's the really cool thing. I mean, when you start to bring that framework into something like, a smart wallet like Digifox, to me, being, the founder of the company, I think that's extremely exciting. So again, just want to mention that this is something that is very, very important to watch. Now, if you want to see kind of like the phases here, they have a nice little kind of rainbow roadmap here that goes across. They're integrating synthetics. They're going to do another dApp, and they're going to continue to go into the full test net, which is going to be a full testing simulation of what optimistic rollups is going to offer. A pseudo mainnet in this case, where you'll have the mainnet of synthetics, step 1 and step 2, and then starting to prepare for an actual public launch of optimism in this case, or basically optimistic rollups. And you can see the phases here, basically talking about the different steps here, but all in all here, the optimistic virtual machine offers a lot of promise, guys. I highly recommend you look into it. Again, guys, this isn't paid or anything. I just really like what they're doing, right? At the end of the day, this is a very fascinating technology. And if you're in ETH as an asset, I want to talk about why this is important here. So we've been bullish on ETH since back here. We wrote in the newsletter from back here in early 2020, looking for the golden range here, right? To see if ETH would come back down, coming down to this range, and we luckily got that opportunity a second time here, following again the drop down into double-digit territory for Ethereum, setting in what almost looked like a double bottom here, but all in all, closing up here and actually kind of setting what looks like a general set of higher lows. And Ethereum ever since then has continued the trend upward. With Ethereum taking a nice 20% dip here this past month, I gotta say, having these fundamental developments going on when Ethereum's at a discount, to me, seems like a really exciting opportunity. And as I mentioned a couple of days ago, I built in a position on Ethereum, right? I already owned a lot of Ethereum in this case, right? I wasn't making any major adjustments to my trading strategy, but I averaged in with some fiat that I had into Ethereum because I think Ethereum in this case, for one of the broader assets in the crypto space, has a lot of potential personally on a fundamental basis. And whether or not you see that in the sense of a market investment, you have to determine that for yourself, guys. I'm not going to tell you to go buy Ethereum, but I will tell you all that I put my money where my mouth is, and I really genuinely believe that what's going on here with optimism and all the different kind of companies and projects within the cryptocurrency space is truly fascinating. So I want to say, above all, if there's anything you take away from this video, guys, hats off to the team at Optimism. Again, been following the work for a long period of time. It's so awesome. It was so awesome last night to just see the announcement that this is finally coming out, and that we're getting very, very close here. Hopefully over the next few months or so towards getting Optimism implemented on chain, in this case, optimistic rollups. And I'm very, very excited for it. So all in all, guys, I would say that the future is extremely bright here for Ethereum. And this also does bring in a very good point here. It's not that I want to take a maximalist position on Ethereum, but I will say this is going to make it extremely difficult and is going to call for even more efforts and kind of energy from a lot of the teams that they're building competing protocols for DeFi, for enterprise blockchain, to speed up the process of providing better developer resources, making it easier to develop on chain, and having some other killer features that Ethereum doesn't have, because it has the developer ecosystem, and now it is very close to having its layer 2 scaling solutions that are going to help it grow to be the #1 chain. And again, I'm not a maximalist on Ethereum. I'd love to see other competitors, but this is really putting a great thesis for Ethereum being the chain that you'd want to build on. Now, speaking to that in that case, guys, I just wanted to mention to you all as well, with these layer 2 scaling solutions, it's making smart wallets and cryptocurrency, kind of interfaces in this case much more practical. And I can tell you all, there is no doubt in my mind, we are going to work as hard as we can to get them integrated into Digifox. Now, in the next 7 days, we are going to be closing our WeFunder campaign. It's going to be closing on October 2nd at the end of the day. So if you guys are considering investing in the DeFi space, if you want to get a stake in something that's an interface to this broader space, again, I've been self-funding and building beforehand since back in July of 2019, had the concept for even longer. If you guys are interested in supporting it here, we've gotten thousands of users on the application making swaps, claiming their Uni tokens, staking within Compound or earning interest through Celsius. If you're interested, you can go ahead. It doesn't matter if you're accredited or not. You can invest within the Digifox WeFunder campaign. It's an equity crowdfunding campaign where you actually get safe notes where if we go into our next funding round, you'd be able to convert it into real actionable equity. So we're very excited to get people on board. We've already got 671 people, many of which are fans from the channel. But we'd love for you guys to join us if you're interested. And if you want more information, you can find it on the WeFunder page. There's a video, all kinds of different resources, and kind of bullet points to keep in mind. So anyways, that's it for the video, everyone. I've rambled on enough today. If you like this video, please drop a like. If you're as excited as I am about keeping up with the DeFi space and all these developments, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you don't miss another video. But until the next one, everyone, I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.